Well, Heather Locklear, it is nice to have a chance to meet you because you work for those other networks.
Those, we won't mention them.
Brand X, we call them at our place. But anyway, here you are now in a project for NBC, and it's a kind of intimidating thing, called City Killer, with a character who is called the Love Bomber. Now, what is that all about?
It's about a man who is obsessed with me and tries to win my respect by blowing up buildings and terrorizing the city, so that's probably why it's City Killer. And they call it the Love Bomber because he's in love with me. So
is it kind of a Jodie Foster type thing, huh?
It could be. It could be anything. There's probably a lot of kind of people who have been obsessed with other people that you haven't heard about, and I'm sure they haven't blown up buildings. We would have heard about that, but that do pretty drastic things.
Have you ever had any fans that were overzealous?
I've had some come to my door and maybe give me flowers, or they're always very nice though. No one who comes up and, no one who wants to threaten my life or anyone else's.
What would you do though? How would you handle it, Heather, if you felt that some fan was really, a little deranged or, doing things that were frightening you, what would you do?
I would call the police, and if they didn't do anything, I would make sure that someone's always at my house or with me, be very aware of people behind me, and certainly tell my family about it. And if there was any way I could talk to them without, them threatening me, I wouldn't be as nice as this girl. And why he liked her so much was because she was nice. And she didn't say, get out of here. He just didn't take it that way because she said it in too nice of a way.
So you'd fight back a little stronger.
Yes.
You'd say, like, get lost, Buster.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe worse.
You have one of the most unique situations in television, and that is that you are doing 2 series at the same time. Now, in the first place, how did anybody ever permit you to do 2?
Well, I was first on Dynasty, which is Aaron Spelling, and wrote me out, and then T.J. Hooker people wanted me, which is Spelling Goldberg. So once I started doing that, they said, ooh, Sammy Jo's popularity had grown after my episodes had finished. They said, maybe we want her back, or just at least for a few. So they worked it out since it's the same production company, or close enough since they're both Spelling. And ABC. Oh, that X, Brand X.
Yeah, Brand X, please. Did you ever, though, run into any scheduling conflicts or times when it was just really getting pretty hairy for you?
They figured that out. The production companies, they have to set the times and figure it out. And if I'm a little late from one scene, maybe T.J. Hooker is running a little late, then I don't know what Dynasty they have to sit back and do another scene maybe. But it can get frantic, whereas in the same day you go to a different studio and get your different makeup on, or have this kind taken off, this kind put on, and your hair done. But it's very easy to change the characters, and pretty much the same hours, even though I'm doing 2 shows.
But with all you do, just learning the lines, having time to learn your dialogue, unless you're a real quick study, are you?
Well, depending on the scene, there are certain scenes that really flow, and you can actually, the words are easier to know, and I studied them the night before. I have plenty of time to do that.
Are you ever conscious of, since you do the shampoo commercials, Fabergé, are you conscious of, going out when your hair isn't looking terrific?
No. It's really terrible. I think a lot of people don't notice me so much because I don't dress up to go to the supermarket, and I hardly brush my hair. So, which is, it might not be the best thing for me, but it gives me a little more privacy. Not that I look like a rag, but I don't look like someone who's on television or in...
Are you saying then that people don't normally recognize you?
Well, some do. It's getting more and more. They notice me when I've just woken up and I'm driving to work with no makeup and my hair like this. So some people can really recognize, but most often when you just see a blonde-haired person walk by, you don't, if they're dressed a certain way, just in jeans and tennis shoes and a sweatshirt, you're not really going to take a second look and say,
Yeah, you know, I always wonder about the ones who talk about how they want anonymity.
And they dress up, and they go to those places with all the photographers there. No, I think there's ways that you can avoid that.
They arrive with 2 bodyguards and 5 entourage. You know?
And certain people do need that. There are certain people that, you know, to get out of your house is even hard.
Heather, you are delightful. You are just so low-key, but you just really have a delightful personality. I've enjoyed having a chance to talk with you, and we'll be looking forward to seeing this special project on NBC, City Killer with the Love Bomber.
Thank you.
Thanks, Heather.
Thank you.
That was nice. Thanks.
They were actually going to call it the Love Bomber. And we went,
really?
oh, no.